What's up and welcome back to Propels Talk. It is the home of your now tied in the first round of the NBA playoffs New Orleans Pelicans. They are fucking tied. Let that sink in. Joined with five, Lito, Stephen Offner. Before we get into it, I love it. I love that Lito's repping BI right now. Before we get in, presented to you by Boot Crew Media and Company Burger. Company Burger located at 4600 Ferret Street. Make sure you go check them out. I will most likely be there tomorrow with a victory burger. Five. We'll get to five and Leo and Steven. Last night was special, and we had actually a lengthy conversation before the game, though. Jackson Hayes, right? There was a lot of people saying that Jackson Hayes needed to be benched. And me and five were on the other side. What'd you see from him last night?
Uh, you know, First of all, just because somebody's on the court and the other people on the court are having a bad game, just because the plus minuses is saying that he's having a bad game, that doesn't necessarily mean that. That doesn't correlate necessarily with what you're watching. Bi and CJ were missing. Jonas was missing all makeable shots. Do you think his plus minus would have went up as the game went on, or if they were making those shots? Watch the game. It's going to tell you exactly what you need to know. Jackson Hayes played so well last night. He played well in the first game. I think he was doing the similar things. He just got the opportunities in the second game to do so. I think second possession of the game, he was able to get a corner three, and he missed it.
Yeah.
That didn't deter his game at all. Early in the season, that probably would have. But that just is a testament to Jackson is just working. He's playing defense. He's switching. He's getting better rebounds. Like, he's doing basketball things. And last night, he was amazing, man. He stretched the floor. He pushed it up. Well, not him pushing it, but him running caused Devin Booker to strain a hamstring, which, we'll probably get into later. But these are all basketball things, and Jackson benefits from that. So let's just stop with the foolishness, please.
No, yeah, that's a good point, Leo. Before I get to you five, because I want to talk to you a little bit about it. Because one, I also think he wasn't used right in game one. You saw more that he was in the dunker spot now than outside on the wings, because he's not a spot up 3-point shooter. Like if he hits a three, like so be it. But he's more effective around the rim. Two, five. He started out that game last night. The first three possessions, as you said, rebound, offensive rebound, block, and then switched on to Booker and CP all night, and he was incredible. So I mean, the way that Willie made the adjustment to put him in the dunker, to involve him in actions, was really good. Also, Jackson is he's just a very athletic. He's a gazelle. Like, he's a freak. You don't just bench him because he had a bad game in game one. So he played well last night. Lito, what'd you see from him? Because to Five's point, the kid's playing with a lot of confidence now.
Well, first of all, kudos to y'all because
you seem to be wrong a lot.
Hey, listen, I was only. What was the other time I was wrong?
Oh, Jose.
We're both wrong on that. We're both wrong.
You're right.
I apologize to Jose. I'm gonna apologize to Jackson. Not so much that I was bench Jackson, but I was more like Trey Jackson.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But with that being said, shout out to Willie for figuring out how to use Jackson, how to put Jackson in spots where he can use his physical gifts instead of just floating by the 3-point line. Game one, I remember his possession. I think Chris Paul was checking him, and he was just sitting in the corner, and I was like infuriated. But they looked at the tape. They figured out, and I'm glad the Pels is doing this. Like, we can run. We're fast, man. Like, Jackson's probably the best athlete. Well, Zion's not playing, but Jackson's probably the best athlete, top 5 athlete in the NBA, right? I'm sure he runs off. He's fucking.
Steven's face.
You don't think so?
Yeah, Steve. What do you think?
I don't know. That was just shocking. I never thought of him as the top 5 athlete in the league. I understand he is a very good athlete, but top 5 in the league.
All right, so look, we're talking about a 6'11" dude who could fucking run like Randy Moss. Like,
okay, all right. I just
the eyes. I can't wait to cut that screenshot of the eyes because five of Steven's eyes lit up, but 2 different ways. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, so Jax caught a fucking goal yesterday. He caught a goal route. And he made Book pull a hammy trying to keep up with him like he was
the real Revis.
I'm just saying, no, but man, shout out to Jackson for staying the course, man, and using his gifts and fucking just he played a great game. He got his shit blocked on one end, came down, didn't quit, and cleaned that shit off the glass on the other end.
That was a ridiculous fucking play. The 2-hand block.
That changed the game.
No one. Oh my gosh. We could talk about that all night, but I want to get to Steven. Leo, you mentioned shout out to Willie, right? And so Steven, Willie Green deserves so much credit, but to stick with guys to keep guys invested, Jackson Hayes, Trey Murphy, Jose Alvarado, that is really fucking hard as a coach. And Steven, you see it now with Jackson, you see it now with Trey. I mean, Willie Green's been everything and then some.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a lot more fun if he had some little fun thing like trust the process. It seems like he like you said, it's his first year in the league. So look, he had to figure himself out before he can figure, the players out. And he did that. And again, giving this guy playing time at the end of the year and like you said, using him in the right way, it's all credit to Willie, but it's also a lot of credit to Jackson too. Because just look at him. I mean, what Five said earlier, taking a 3. If he would have taken a 3 in the first couple of games, he would have been benched then for taking a 3. So it's that's how much his game has already progressed in just a short amount of time. We've talked about it for a couple of years now. He just started playing basketball 5 years ago, 6 years ago. So all right. That's a testament to what Lito just said about him being probably a top 5 athlete in the league. Maybe it's true. I just never thought about it that
way.
You
seem really adamant about this, and I'm gonna kind of change the pace here because who are your top 5 athletes in the league?
You got to go Ja Morant, Zion,
Giannis.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
probably fringe top 5, but what's my man? Zach LaVine. Athleticism is speed combined with jumping ability and power. That's kind of how I see athleticism. I don't care what you can do in the air, but the ability to get there is the thing that when you mix those up, that's what you get. Not like Terrence Ross 3 years ago would have been stupid athletic because his ability to jump. Aaron Gordon, not now, but you know what I'm saying.
I mean, you also got to take into consideration, I'd say a top athlete have finishing ability, the strength to finish a play. So through it, anybody can just jump up in the fucking air.
Well, that's how
have you seen yourself jump?
The control of everything with it. So I agree with a lot of those, but it's just Jackson's still Jackson still got those kind of those baby deer legs every once in a while,
That's he's a baby deer.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So I'm not saying I'm putting him in my top 5 of the league yet.
Hey. I see it as this. Can I put Jackson Hayes on the football field? Yes. Can I put him on a track
field?
I say field.
It's track and field, right?
Track. Yeah. But I'm saying, can I put him on the track to run? Yes. He can go in multiple different places. Some basketball players can only just play basketball. So he can do multiple things. J.R. Smith, rookie year would have been probably being in my top 5.
Well, Birdman's got to be there if J.R. Smith's there.
J.R. Smith tearing up the links right now.
I'm not giving Birdman that.
No, not Birdman.
Are we okay? You know what? I'm not even getting into that. Just not gonna. You know what?
You gotta incorporate speed with that, bro. You can't just can't.
That's fair. Well, fuck me then. All right. So, anyways, is that pause or whatever y'all do?
No.
Lito.
What's up, man?
Brandon Ingram. Well, I want to talk about him because before we got on here, you're showing the 1-4 right now. Before we got on here, me and you had talked, and we had just become friends and acquaintances, and we just started this pod, only 2.5 months ago. So I've only known you for like 3 months.
Yeah. Best 3 months of your life, you say?
Best easily. You're kidding me? It
you do
meeting. It goes Lido marrying my wife, Red Sox 2004 World Series. That's what it was.
You have a kid. I hope your kid coincides with you knowing Lido. I really hope that happens. Continue on.
181B. Come on,
man. Right. You're right there. But we talked about Brandon Ingram and defending him and all these trade rumors. Like, go back a couple years. Like, I want you to talk about that.
I remember, man. I remember being on the timeline alone, man. I remember just saying, when we got him a lot, and I know how a lot of the Pels fans are. We don't like the Lakers, so we didn't want to accept what the Lakers were giving us. But I was telling them, I was telling anybody who would listen, Brandon Ingram is different. He is different, and it took a while for him to come into his own, but that's not his fault, man. He's had multiple coaches. He's been in multiple different team settings. He's been on bad teams. You can't become your best, like still sharp and still, right? You can't become your best self when you're playing with mediocre players, right?
Yeah.
You're playing in an organization who didn't have a vision, and even us, we didn't have a vision up until recently. So, a lot of trade BI talk, a lot of BI isn't, who you think he is, whatever. Man, listen, I'm so glad that y'all are saying y'all are wrong. I'm so elated that the timeline is pro Brandon Ingram now. That dude is Brandon Ingrams don't grow on trees. You don't get these guys. He doesn't come around every so often. He's a bona fide. Listen, fuck that. He's a superstar. He is a superstar. And if you didn't know it before yesterday, you damn sure know it now.
That was well said. I appreciate that. 5.
Bravo.
5.
My media man, 5.
I see you.
Brandon Ingram, me and you have talked in detail with this too, because you see a different Brandon Ingram, right? At least I do. He's being way more aggressive. He's kind of a 3-level scorer now. I mean, he's always been a 3-level scorer, but like he's like literally posting people up if he's got the advantage. What are you seeing from him? Because it looks like he's just playing, he's a man among boys right now, because he gets to his spot whenever he wants and you can't do anything about it.
They put the ball in his hands and everything is slowing down. There's nothing he can't do on the basketball floor. Like he has, I don't know how many holes that he really has in his game. You could say the 3-point shooting. I kind of lean towards that was going to happen because he had those lower extremity, injuries at the beginning of the season, in the middle of the season, and he really couldn't get his legs up under him. He took those 10 games off, talking about with a hamstring, he took those 10 games off, and now look at him. He's got his legs under him, and he was knocking down threes last night. You're like, oh, well, look at it. It's a healthy basketball player knocking down shots. Well, look at that.
Who would have thought?
Look at that. Who would have thought?
This guy.
Who would have thought?
It always makes me like things like this shit. It makes me think like, are they doing the right thing with the medical staff? It's like everybody heard that Brandon Ingram was ready for a week, before they let him come back. They held him out for a little while longer, and then is it working?
That's a good point, Steven. That's a really good point.
It seems like people with degrees in science know what they're talking about.
What did you say your first podcast? I think we were talking about COVID. You said, why would we believe scientists or something?
Why are we trusting people that study things for so long and may know what they're talking about? Oh, because we just watch basketball? Oh no, maybe they studied it maybe for a decade long before they got a piece of paper that said they're qualified to do this. I don't know.
Maybe
we went to summer school for science, and now they're on Facebook talking about it like they know what's going on. But you failed. Shut up.
Presented by Company Burger, located 4600 Ferret Street. Steven, oh my God, Trey Murphy and Jose Alvarado and Herb Jones. It's easily not even close that this is the best draft class in the entire franchise history. Not even close.
Lying. I'm not lying when I say, that picture of them in the Halloween costumes? I want that framed, and I'm gonna hang it next. I'm gonna hang it right next to me with the guys from Boy Meets World right up here. I want it. I'm not even joking. This is amazing. I mean, what a fucking home run! That's it. I mean, what more you can say? I mean, Jose was. You didn't see that coming. Herb, you definitely didn't see coming. Trey, you kind of expected to make a good impact. Well, you did, Justin. You did. Okay.
I saw Herb Jones.
You definitely did say that at the beginning of the year. I have given you credit for that before. You did say that. But yeah, I mean, man, it's just and they're just how can you not love this team, man?
No, it's impossible. 5. I mean, right? Trey Murphy snapped his wrist last night, and the net barely moved. I mean, like he's like
he was.
I think it was like top of the key. Yeah, like it's top of the key. Like I just saw his wrist. I'm like, that's in. I mean, 5. He's in a. Fuck. I wish I was this confident in something in my life. I mean, he is out of this world confident right now.
I mean, playing basketball works. When you get
crazy.
A chance to, you know what I'm saying? When you get a chance to get on the court and not feel like everything you do is like scrutinized, and you could just play basketball. Like, all right, I'm a good shooter. Also, when we drafted Trey, we expected Zion to be there, and he was just going to be a floor spacer. We brought in CJ, and the floor just got better spaced. And look at what's happening. Just look at what's happening. The kid's getting a chance to shoot wide open jumpers freely with no hesitation. And then, your only responsibility is shoot the ball, get rebounds, play good defense. Yeah, he got hit with a couple back cuts. I got to keep it real. They was getting you. You went to Virginia. You should know how to guard a back cut. But eventually, it's going to pan out. It's going to work. I mean, you're going to get a really good Suns team that's going to exploit you, especially you being a rookie. You're trying to get over the top. I understand it. It happens to the best of us. But eventually, this is going to work. I would be the component that I thought Trey Murphy was going to start at the beginning of the season from what I saw in preseason. Just from that, I figured that was going to happen. The confidence was there. Now we're just seeing the evolution of it. He failed. Now he got back up, and I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen next, but it's about to be an amazing ride. Pause.
That's not even necessary.
I know, but I had to because I was checking my thesaurus. And I couldn't think of another word. But
it's like
okay.
An old saying, man.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you, Steven. The people that I'm talking about, they don't play by the same rules. They don't play by the same rules that you play by. So
I love this podcast. This is incredible. Lito, Trey Murphy, he's to 5's point, got backdoored a couple times last night, and you could have. There's ways as a player, right?
Come on. Okay. I mean, there's one.
Good job, Steven. Good job.
Okay, let's try it again. Trey Murphy got backdoor cut multiple times last night, and
that's a little
crazy. I still don't even get it. Alito.
Go ahead. All right, go ahead.
What I'm saying though is he got it's kind of embarrassed to get backdoored. Usually we get back cut. You as a defender and as a player, you kind of get embarrassed by that, right? Yeah. But Trey Murphy, I think as 5 pointed out earlier in the year, he might have even gotten yanked, or he might have gotten benched, or whatever. Okay, next play. It was a next play mentality, and that shows you that these guys playing in these games and playing fucking tight ass games and national TV games, man, that's so big for your development. And Lito, it's been huge for Trey. Huge.
Yeah. Having Trey getting minutes, Trey understanding situations within the game, Trey having trust and belief from Willie, right? Like that's empowering. That he knows if he makes a mistake at this juncture in the season, he's just not going to get pulled, and he's not going to see the floor again. He knows he has the ability. He's 21, man. It's a whole bunch of shit he hasn't seen on the NBA floor, and you can't really hold that against him. But you have him out there for his talent and his ability, because he has so much goddamn potential. He's a great rebounder already, and it's crazy. Not even mentioning his shooting. He has so many other intangibles. He, you know what I'm saying? His defensive instincts will. I'm not even. They'll get there. They'll get there. I'm not worried about that at all. I think the future is so bright for Trey, man. That's Mr. Kenny's son. That's Lil Kenny.
Uncle Kenny,
Yeah.
son. Yep.
Well, like that, Steven, I was watching actually Skip and Shan today, and Skip Bayless actually says that New Orleans coach, head coach in New Orleans, is going to be one of the better coaches in the league and maybe one of the best one day. And it just shows you how connected.
He's not brain dead.
No, he's not. It just shows you how connected Willie Green is with each player individually and have different relationships with all of them, right? Because not to mention earlier on the year, he benched Trey and sent him to Birmingham. Same with Jackson Hayes. And now they're like literally shining in the postseason.
I mean, he has this thing that you can't teach it. Yeah. And he has it. It's called, like, he can relate with them because he's closer to them in age. I mean, look what we had last year. Had that curmudgeon trying to teach and coach all of these young guys. Wow. Now you bring in a guy who's younger, who understands the league now. He's come up. I mean, he coached with Monty. It's just everything that Willie's done up to this point has been nothing but good. Yeah. So I mean, it's
he's special.
Yes, it is. I mean, and I'm so happy that we didn't go back to that revolving door of coaches that a lot of teams do. Like the old, retreading these old tires with these old coaches. It's like, why? Let's try something new. Let's try somebody different. Give them a shot. And they did it again. Did a good job again, man. Lito, up for these moves this offseason.
Lito and 5, yeah. I mean, Steven, great points. And we talked about this, and Lito here first, and then 5. But David Griffin, he had a disastrous, like, fireable offense year last year. He has now turned this thing around to where this is like hands down the best, maybe the best in the league this year with the hiring of Willie Green, the trade of CJ McCollum, the trade of Jonas Valanciunas, drafting Herb Jones, drafting Trey Murphy, undrafting Jose Alvarado. He hasn't missed, Lito. He hasn't missed.
Looking back, if we had foresight to see the moves that were made last summer, like, you could say at the time he hit a home run, but you had to wait for the puzzle to come together, right? Especially with the trade for CJ, he fucking hit a home run. Like, he hit a home run with everything. You got 3 rookies playing big minutes in the NBA playoffs. That's crazy. You got a rookie head coach, right? I think Jose Alvarado has made 3 threes the last 2 games, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know what Trey shot. I know Herb was like, and look, even Herb, right? Everybody knows Herb came out of college a non-shooter. So much so, it affected his draft stock. Herb has no hesitation in shooting the ball now. And he's making that shit consistently. I mean, it's a home run, man. You got to give kudos to the front office. You got to give Davis flowers, man. He did damn good.
Piggybacking off Lito, Herb, Trey, Jose, they're all singles. CJ was the grand slam. Like, right. Get on base. That just brought it all home. Griff's done a great job. We know that. Like, at this point, where you can just firmly say that, that's cool. Willie, I think Willie's the most important part of this. I think he was leading them until Brandon was like, nah, I got it now. Like, it got to that point, it was like, all right, I got you. I understand what you need me to do. Because at first it was kind of like, hey, we don't know where we are. He's injured. He's in and out. They 3-16. And to fight back to this point, and to go back to what Lito said, you got 3 rookies playing in the playoffs versus a number 1 seed. A number 1 seed. And all the talk about rotations and all the talk about that, and like, he's showing up at this moment, this juncture of the playoffs, got to win on the road. Yeah. That's insane, man. That's insane.
I'm glad you bring that up, because you know what I'm sick and tired of? I'm seeing all these tweets today. I try not to pay attention to them. They really piss me off, clearly. If Devin Booker would have played in the 4th quarter, the Suns would have won.
Can I go? Go ahead.
I
see you.
Load it up.
Look. Here's the thing.
Hold on. Let go, Steven and Lito go.
I've been thinking about this all day. Everybody's always talking about, oh, well, what it'd be different if we played or this person played. Yeah, we have a person that hasn't fucking played all year either. Like, we're down a person too. It happens to everybody. Shut up. We get it. Like, it's part of the game. People get hurt. Like, okay, yeah, congratulations. Yeah, he did have 31 points in the first half. He was shooting lights out. But at the same time, it's like, it's part of the game. Deal with it. You played, I mean, it's a good basketball team. We still beat you by what? I mean, it was closer than the score ended, but
we beat him. We got a W.
Yeah,
it looks like Five's about to jump out of his chair.
Yeah, no, just not to interject, but if you were to tell me Devin Booker scored 31 points in the entire game, and you lost, what is that saying about your team? Like, you lost the game. Sure. He had 31. What else should he have been able to do? That should have been blowing us out. If he had 31 points in the first half, 31 points in the game. That seems like an average day, right? That seems like a win. Chris Paul had, 30-something points the night before, and that was a win. So what's the difference? And Devin didn't even score that much. But, Lito, I'm going to just...
I wasn't trying to cut you off. Like, you can keep going.
No. I know you loaded up the chopper. Load up the chopper.
So, look. To Five and Steven's point, yes, we have not had Zion. Yes, you score 31 points in a game. That's supposed to be game. That's fucking game, right? That's what a superstar does. He put the points on the board. He closes the game out. But check this out. With them 31 points, we were only down 8 in the first half.
5.
Right? 5. I'm sorry, we were down 5 in the first half. So okay, in the third quarter, he played the third quarter. He went scoreless.
Shot one time.
He shot the ball one time. We were winning. We got hurt. What am I missing?
It's just losers. They're literally making an excuse. They're losers. That's what they do.
Listen. Which is why I said this. And Five, to your point, I saw what you said about Mike Conley. I do not want Devin Booker to be hurt because I wanted to beat them with D Book because I know how the narrative will spin. But with that being said, God does not mistakes, and he does not make mistakes, and I will not look a gift horse in the mouth. I'm taking every gift I can.
Yeah, and listen, I want to make that clear too, Lito, because like I love Devin Booker. I want to watch him play. He's an incredible talent. Like he got hurt. What did I do? What do we like?
No, you did.
I just wish that I hate that people just make this excuse, right? When literally the Pelicans have had to deal with Zion Williamson for an entire year. Didn't make one excuse. Haven't made an excuse. Haven't seen anybody. Haven't seen a tweet. Any of that stuff. Make an excuse, and that's just what this team's about, man. Like I just thought it was so incredible. Game one, the first 2 quarters, like let's call a spade. We were getting fucking embarrassed. I was hoping we could get to 30 points at one point in the first half. Thank God we got to 31. But since then, Lito, they've beaten the hell out the Suns. They won that second half in game 1 and they lost by 11, whatever. And then the first quarter, game 2, they came out and they hit them in the mouth. What's impressive, Lito, is the Suns went on just a ridiculous run there in the second quarter. I mean, a haymaker from a heavyweight champion, and the Pelicans took it, only down 5 at half, and then third quarter. Jackson Hayes, Brandon Ingram. That's ballsy. That's nails. That's tough. That's tough.
This is the thing. I'm looking at the game and I'm watching. I think at one point both teams scored. I felt like 7 straight possessions. They scored on every possession. But the thing, when I'm looking at the game, what I realized in that time, like they scoring, but they can't stop us. Mm-hmm. They cannot stop us, and that's when we just started fucking. We were running like we were. I remember the specific play where I think B.I. got the ball from somebody and he just dished it to Jackson on the wing. Who it was such a timely cut, man. That's why I got to give Jackson his flowers because I said the last pod. He's just got to understand. He's got to understand when to cut. It's not about the actual cut. It's the timing of the cut.
Yeah,
and that was perfect, man. What way to rim run.
Yeah, I mean, 5 third quarter. I think we've been a good third quarter team lately. Is it adjustments? Is it Willie preparing his team for the second half? Like, why are we so good in the third? I mean, I have an answer, but why are we so good in the third?
I mean, again, coaching isn't just one thing. Coaching is multiple things, and we talked about that. And I think Willie's good at adjusting. I mean, we've been at a good third quarter team all year. Like
Yep.
after halftime, we've come out and we've made a run at something, even if it was a big lead. And we've done this multiple times. And what you saw was Devin Booker had 31 points in the first half, and then it stopped. Like it stopped. Like
One shot.
Devin Booker just doesn't just take one shot because he just wanted to take it. The game was close. I'm pretty sure he wanted to shoot. He just couldn't. He didn't have an opportunity to like he normally did. And unfortunately, yes, he pulled his hamstring. But that prior to that, the defense was key on him. We need to talk about, when guys are on a hot streak, we need to slow them down earlier. But I'm cool with going into halftime and making that adjustment so it doesn't happen or continue on. Devin Booker was not about to get 60 or 50 in that game. I don't care what no one says. That wasn't about to happen. I think Willie Green does a really good job of saying, all right, we're doing this very poorly. We need to switch to this. And 9 times out of 10, he's usually right.
Yeah, he's impressive. And Steven, that's about 70 or 80% of coaching is actually just making adjustments on the fly. And we said this last podcast. He's been an A+ home run in every single category besides his rotations. Now, last 2 games, he's been pretty freaking good with his rotations.
He's keeping it a secret.
He's keeping it a secret.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Simple.
No. Look who the other coach is. He knows him pretty well.
Yeah.
So it's just maybe it's just something there. Maybe he's got a little something on Monty, I don't know.
I think they were having like a little chess match, man. I think it was
that's what I'm
moves.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He may have he's probably thought about this coaching against him. I mean, coach with him for how long? Every
2
day
years, I think?
for 2 years. He was.
Then
with
he played
him
for him
every single day. Played
Right.
for him.
Played for him
So
for
he's
a
got
year,
a feel for him. He understands him. So
and that's crazy.
That could be an advantage. That could legitimately be an advantage in this series.
Because it's crazy. I didn't even think about this 5, but it's crazy I'll say that because Willie has now played under Monty, coached with Monty, and he's played with Chris Paul, coached Chris Paul, and now is against Chris Paul. Chris Paul went berserk game 1, 5. Was the best I've ever seen him. Game 2, he wasn't that good. I mean, I don't know if Willie made an adjustment on him. He missed some shots, but he wasn't that good.
I think it was a combination of both. Chris missed some shots that he definitely could have made, those mid-range pull-ups, and I think those kind of had an impact on him. Also, I think the Pelicans ran them. Chris Paul ain't young. Like, he's not trying to run up and down like that. He's trying to play half-court basketball, and when he can run, he will run. Even on the attempt that Jackson shot the shot, Mikal Bridges blocks it. They're on the run. He's really in cruise control at this point. Like, he had to slow up for Mikal to give him the rock because Chris ain't trying to do all that. He's trying to get a ball up so somebody else can do that. Like, all that running is not what he's trying to do. He's trying to play slow, methodical basketball and run when the opportunity presents itself. That's just his game. When you got cats, like, that's a young man's game. That ain't an old man's game. Like, you go to the park. Them old cats not trying to run. Oh, half court, ball up. They calling fouls for no reason. They grabbing your jersey saying, stop. Yeah, like, no, that's a young man's thing.
That was great. I was actually talking to Chaz today, and
Who didn't you talk to today? Who didn't you talk to?
I was jacked up, man.
You didn't even talk to me. This is the first time he's talked to me today.
I didn't text you today, and I work with you. I hit up Lito. No, I didn't hit up Lito.
I was about to say you didn't holler at me.
I was probably worried about just retweeting the guy cast, baby. My guy. So, Steven, let's get into it.
What?
Games 3 and 4. What are you expecting? Like the Pelicans now with Devin Booker most likely not going to travel 5, and made sense. Probably going to just rehab and rest in Phoenix. He's going to be out both games.
Yeah. Okay. Well, they also have times to make adjustments also without him. I mean, they're a good basketball team.
Yes.
So I don't expect. I mean, we're not gonna. I mean, I would love. I do. I do expect us to win both games, but not as easily as people would think.
Right.
So it's just they have time to make some adjustments. They got 2 days off, like we got 2 days off. They had to travel. We had to travel. It just so happens that we're coming home.
Yeah.
But the Smoothie King Center is gonna be rocking.
I can't
on
wait.
Friday night. I cannot wait to be there. But that'll be to our advantage if we can come out hot. We can come out hot the first couple of minutes, go on a nice little run. That place is going to be rocking, and game 3's in the bag by halftime. God,
that'd be great. Lito, Suns are 6-2 without Book. He's missed 8 games this year. This changes a lot, but as Steven said, they're still a really good basketball team. Pelicans have to make adjustments because they had CJ McCollum on Booker, so I wonder who CJ goes to and who's going to start. Booker was, I guess, being hidden on Hayes. So who do you see, with matchups there? What's going to happen there?
So the Suns are a good team without Book and Chris, right? Not great without Chris, but they're an efficient team because they have enough skill on their roster. I don't think we should count our eggs before they're actually in our basket. Like we shouldn't be, like we still have to play this game. Before I answer your question on Fav's point, Charles Barkley said something yesterday that was kind of interesting. He said that when he got a little bit older, he was still a good player, but he didn't have the ability to put up big games back to back because of legs, of stamina, of just the things that comes with being an older basketball player, especially at the point guard position. Like that's got to be taking a toll on him. I think now is the time where you put Herb on Chris. Like you smother that shit now. Like you put that whole fire out. You know what I'm saying? That will totally decapitate everything, right? You were asking about who was guarding Jackson now. Is that what you said?
Yeah, who you think? Because Booker was guarding. They were hiding Booker on Jackson. So who I guess starts for Book and who guards
Cameron
Payne.
Payne's going to start.
No.
Cameron Johnson. I'm sorry.
Cam Johnson. Yeah.
Cam Johnson. Yeah, Cam. Yeah, sorry. Cam Johnson will probably most likely start, but
Cam Payne's very aerodynamic.
Cam Payne looks like an aardvark. My bad. Delete that.
I'm not
deleting. You keep that
Lito, we don't delete shit on this podcast. Are you kidding me? You think we're deleting that? Absolutely not.
Nah, I think. I mean, so with Cam Payne coming in the lineup.
No.
Cam Johnson.
Cam Johnson.
The aardvark got me. The aardvark shit got me, man. With Cam Johnson coming into the lineup, he's never going to be Devin Booker, ever. But the thing is, with Chris Paul controlling the offense, he can still be a good player in that offense because he can shoot the ball. That's the one skill like you don't lose because Cam can shoot, Devin can shoot. They score in different ways, but as far as like the shooting goes, that shit is still there. And Cam plays decent defense. Like he's not Mikal Bridges, but he plays good enough defense. He's kind of sneaky athletic. He dunked on Najee. I'm not supposed to bring that up. I'm sorry, but I just think it changes them. It kind of Book is more like ISO-ish with his in a way. Cam is gonna get his in a Florida game. He's gonna get his off Chris Paul, navigating his way through the lane. He's gonna spot up, get open. He might find go to Princeton route, cut the backdoor cuts and shit like that. I mean, I think Willie. Steven said this earlier. Willie's been in that locker room. They're basically calling the same fucking sets.
No, they are. They both run elbow and Spain pick and roll. It's literally the same team. Sorry, go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? That's what. So like, it's nothing. Neither one to this point. Like we've played however many games we played. Is nothing new is happening here. It's just all about the execution of it.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead, Five.
No. I was. Just give me a second. I got some stuff. First thing is, Lito, you said Cam Johnson is going to play. Is going to start. He averaged 17 points in games that he started. So yes, he's going to get his points off the floor of the game. He's going to catch and shoot, offensive rebounds, offensive, and then they're going to look for him. That's always a good shot off of offensive rebound. It's a three.
Right.
This thing that we're probably not even talking about is the crowd in New Orleans. Yes, right. Like, yes, the Suns have played big games, right? They played big games on the road, of course. They never played a big game here. Our crowd was non-existent. Chris is probably telling them, like, nah, bro, it's not what you think. I think this is an opportunity for Brandon to say, this isn't yours anymore. This is mine. It's been Chris's since he left. Even when he left, it was still his. Even when Anthony Davis was gone here, it was still Chris's. Chris still got more love than Anthony Davis ever would. This is an opportunity for Brandon to say, nah, man, this is mine. You can go on greater pastures, do what you got to do, but this ain't yours no more. Chris is probably still get love, but this crowd is going to show you like, oh, wow, this is different. I think even the role players for the Suns is going to be like, all right, it's a different environment than what we thought we were going to walk into because they just never seen it.
That was awesome. Because it's a great segue to what I'm about to ask Steven, because whenever you put the Saints on a Sunday night or Monday night or Thursday night, and it's an 8:30 primetime game, it's more times than not, the Saints are coming out with that win. Don't matter. Because you give this city all day to party, Friday and Sunday, and you give us good weather. Oh my God. The Smoothie King Center is going to be fucking electric on Friday.
And we have our French Quarter Fest.
And we got
everything. There's so much going on. Yeah, Friday's going to be amazing. And they gave us the late game.
I know. They're idiots.
They fucked up. I'm telling you, it's going to be great. I plan on getting off and I want to head downtown. I'm going to start having a couple cocktails real early. Get in there and make some noise, do what I got to do. But that's what I was saying earlier, man. That's what I'm saying earlier. If we could get on an early run and get this crowd into the game and keep them into the game right off the bat, you could have this game wrapped up by halftime.
Oh, dude, it's going to be electric.
It's just going to keep going and keep going. If you could just go on a hot run right out the gate, it's just,
Lito and in CJ's presser, Lito, he actually talks about, or after game 2, he talks about like the environment back in New Orleans. Like, man, I remember when I was in Portland and we had to come in here and we got our ass kicked. Like, CJ knows. Obviously, as Five pointed out, Chris Paul knows, but a lot of those guys probably don't know.
No, but I wanted to say real quick, sorry. Like that Portland series, when we swept them, that was nothing. That game, that playing game, blew every single one of those games out of the water. There was nothing like that. I haven't seen that place like that in years.
Yeah.
So, I don't even think CJ knows. Like, that's what I'm saying. Well, he does now because he played there, but like when he was in Portland, he didn't know. Like that probably blew him out the water, when he played. Thank God he was playing for us when it happened. But yeah, I'd never seen anything like that in that place. Long time.
Wait, what was the question?
Sorry.
Nah, it's the environment, bro. The environment.
Environment.
Oh, the environment. Yeah. Oh, I mean, man, it's gonna be electric, man. It's going again. It's French Quarter Fest weekend. I know everybody not in New Orleans or not in the area may not understand exactly what that means, but like that's some big shit, guys. Just trust me. Just trust me on this one. It's a big.
It's a lower tier than Jazz Fest. I would probably like Mardi Gras Jazz Fest.
I think it's bigger than Jazz Fest.
Oh no, it's not. Okay,
I know who you talking to, Lito. Look.
I mean, Five. What are we talking about? This is unbelievable.
Here we go. Jazz Fest posters hanging up in my house. I don't see no French Quarter Fest.
About Jazz Fest growing up. That shit was like, if somebody gave me a ticket, I'd go. But if anyway,
Lito,
go. I'm sorry.
You comparing which your New Orleans. It's not the same. It's not the same.
My was different. Is that what you?
I mean, five. You know what, five? I want you to elaborate a little bit. Why is it not the same? Let's get into it. Why is it not the same?
As a person from Hammond, Louisiana, that went to a Catholic high school, yet I have friends that look like me. I can understand the intersection between the two and the separation. You guys enjoy Jazz Fest. My friend above me enjoys French Quarter Fest, and I believe, and I'll be honest, as a person, when I first heard of French Quarter Fest, I'm like, all right, cool, we go get some food, some stuffed mac baked potatoes, something like that, some crawfish baked potatoes. Like, all right, cool. But when you get out there, there's some sights to see. You have a really good time. So I'll be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I'm with Lito on this one, but I do enjoy Jazz Fest. That's why I said it's a little bit different. But hey,
Jazz Fest. Okay, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We off the rails a little.
The environment. The environment is gonna be electric. Yo, I saw CJ walk in the locker room, and when he said, "Yo, I expected to get that motherfucking win," and he did this one thing, man, where he was talking to the team, but he specifically walked over to the guy, and he dapped him off, and he said, "Yeah, we expected to win that shit." And they I hate to make this sound so dramatic, but they had a locked in stare. They was like, you know what I'm saying? This is the only beginning of this shit. Brandon had like blood in his eyes. Brandon was like, I want more. I want more of this. This is the beginning of my superstardom. I want the whole fucking world to know.
He's like, that was great, Lito. Lito and Fi, y'all been awesome today. Steve, you've been really
passion.
good. Like a lot of passion. Like, a lot of fucking, you know, because we've been such losers for so long, man. It's well, the fan base, the franchise. Sorry, we haven't won basketball games. Okay, I'm sorry. The franchise that we support has not won basketball games. It's finally nice to see our team be successful on a national stage. Because Five, I want to close it up with this because we have been defending this team, especially you and Lito. Like y'all were in spaces like when we were 1-12. Like literally, I don't know how y'all did it, but to see it start. No, it's serious. To see this start 1-12, 3-16, and then now we're tied 1-1 coming home for Game 3. Like that's insane to think about, the roller coaster of the season.
I mean, it's kind of what you expect, though. You know what I'm saying? Nothing was really ever given to us. We're not gonna get the LeBron James. When you think about even when he went to the Lakers, he necessarily just wanted our team in Los Angeles. He brought everybody that we had. Essentially, he wanted Drew too into Los Angeles. That's all he wanted, to continually feel like we've been stepped on or stepped over, and somebody else was able to go. And you know, AD won a bubble ring, then Drew wins a ring, and people like, see, you just gotta leave LA, leave Louisiana, leave New Orleans, and you'll be fine. Like, nah, you ain't gotta do that. You could have did that here. You just chose the easier route, and that's cool. That's cool for you. That's just not cool for me. I'm cool with cats that want it a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Even if you lose, I'm cool with that. I can support you because you want it a certain way, and you stood on that. So that I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm ecstatic that we're at this point, at this juncture. I'm not gonna say I expected it. I did expect it. I just didn't expect it this soon. I'm happy it's here. We got the Lakers pick. We're gonna pack them up. We packed the Clippers up. Hell, we about to pack the Suns up too. Everything on the West Coast. Whatever you need.
The whole region.
Yeah, fuck it.
And we are in the Western Conference.
Steven, predictions for game 3 and 4. Go. Quick.
Look, man, realistically, I do believe that we can win both games. But if we go 1-1 here, cool, I'm happy. But I don't know. I hate making predictions like this.
I mean,
I hate it.
It's easy. Lito, go.
Oh
Go, Lito.
1-1, you dick.
All right, here's my prediction. Pels and Sticks.
But that doesn't predict 3 and 4.
Well, it doesn't matter.
That's the prediction.
Okay, Pels and 6, 5.
Oh,
Hold on, wait. 5. Before you go, I can say one thing.
Yeah, of course.
Just to piggyback off what Five said about us not having it easy, we are this in this region, we do something called getting it out of the mud. We are mud babies. We have to create every opportunity for us. Nobody gives us anything. Which is why I was saying earlier on the timeline, yo, like fuck the national media. I don't look at them for acceptance. Like they outsiders. They wouldn't understand what's going on down here. As far as Lafayette, Hammond, Baton Rouge, you know what I'm saying? The areas, like, you wouldn't understand it. We are on an island. They would never be able to understand the colloquialisms, the food, the shit we like. A fest, French Quarter Fest, like, we getting up about that. Like, they would never understand that shit. So, like, yo, again, if y'all are listening, stick to the local reporters, stick to the advocates of the team, stick to the people with the passion who have been talking about the team. We don't need, what the fuck is a Kendrick Perkins cosign doing for us? I don't fucking want him to say nice things about me. Fuck him.
Nathaniel.
I'm sorry, Five. Go ahead.
That was good. That was good. Prediction 5. Prediction.
At worst, we 1-1. At best, we 2-0. Like, I'm 70% sure we're gonna get this 2-0. I feel like Devin Booker not being there is gonna be a key. If we can stop Chris Paul, slow him down, give him some 15 and 10 games, whatever you can do that, we're gonna be fine.
5 is there any chance we go 0-2 over the weekend?
Hell no.
No.
Hell no.
No.
Like Bubba Dub say.
Not just no, but hell no.
Hell no.
Hey, so you said, so listen, Mikal Bridges and Bossman 99, Jay Crowder go beat us? Is that?
Boy, you saw
his stat line in the first game.
You saw Mikal was scratching his head because he was like, man, I don't know what to do with Brandon.
Y'all get mad at me. I'm just trying to drive the show and ask questions. I'm getting attacked over here.
Mikal, who attacked you? Who attacked you?
Do you think Mikal Bridges at 99 is going to beat us?
I'm saying exactly. I'm just acting like I'm talking to Stephen Nick. These are all the things I would yell at him. I'm just saying, Mikal Bridges, they're in a position now, right? Where we're putting Herb on. Hopefully, you're putting Herb on Chris.
Yeah.
So if Mikal Bridges erupts for 30 or Jay Crowder gets 40, fuck it. I'm losing that. I don't care. I'll take that loss. That's
good. That's a good. Do you want to say anything, 5? Because I feel like it's a really good stoppage point. You just want to.
That is. That ain't happening. That ain't happening in the blender. That ain't happening. You might as well shut that up.
Hell no.
If Jay Crowder gets 40 points, I'll get a Suns logo tattooed on my ass.
That boy just had 1 point, 1 assist, 1 rebound.
That's the whole point of the bet.
If he gets 40 points, I'm taking my eyebrows off.
Real good odds.
I'm taking my eyebrows off. I'm taking my mustache off. I'm gonna look like somebody on the Catch a Predator. Cause like fuck that. Like, nah.
I mean, that's definitely both of y'all being documented. Like, that's going in archives. That's 5. That's Steven. That's Lido. Once again, thanks for stopping in. Presented by Company Burger, located at 4600 Ferret Street. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at ProPelstalk, on Instagram. Steven, I don't even know what your handle is. Conrad Reed 5. That would be Jarrett. And Lido is it Lido?
Lido, look, I got you. Lido the Brandon Ingram stand.
Lido the Brandon Ingram stand. Teve, what's yours?
One.
What's yours, Steven?
Okay. F.Steve, I don't know.
There you go. I think it's actually
No,
Twitter. You're not a Twitter guy. Anyway,
TPPT.
TPPT. So we will see y'all most likely Monday. Have a great weekend. Hope to see y'all out there at French Quarter Fest. Obviously, games 3 and 4 in New Orleans. You got the Zurich Classic, man. It's so awesome to see the city back. Presented by Boot Crew Media. We're out of here.
This is
Steven, ain't no